up, YouTube? We are headed to Leesburg. Check out a potential toy, a new toy, a toy that's not broken down because it has rod knock, a toy we can have fun in for a relatively low cost because the prices are dropping on them now. 345 horsepower toy with 6-speed transmission.
Hashtag it's a
bet. We're going to check out a base model C5. Got a lot of things we got to check on it, make sure it's going to be good. I think it has a ride control, like the sport mode or whatever, control issues, but it's old suspension. We'd want to trade that out one day anyway. It's got possibly that steering lock issue that's common on C5s. Gotta check that out too. And all the basics. I've already heard the car run and purrs like a kitten. When I pulled off the oil cap, there's no blow by, there's no noticeable things that jump out at me, so
Let's hope this works.
we're gonna check it out and see. If it is, we might get a new toy. Well, not today because it's Sunday, but the guy happens to be there at the lot. Gonna let it take it for a test drive. Alright, well, I'm gonna try this because I've seen other people do it. When I snap my fingers, you'll get to see it. So I went for a test drive, and it had the kind of issues that I'm, kind of imagining. And with the steering lock, that still needs to be fixed. That wasn't done on the recall. The AC works. That's great, but for how long? Who knows? Could be one of those things. It's got issues with the stability control or the shocks or whatever. It caps the speed at 80 miles an hour because shock's inoperative, something like that. Gotta go home. I gotta do a bin search, Carfax report. I gotta check out and do all the research I can on as many of the problems as I can and see what it's gonna take to fix it and get it perfect. The price on the car is $89.95. That's why I'm considering it. $9,000. I mean, what a great platform to build for autocross or road racing or drifting, whatever we want to do. It's a $9,000 car. Look at it, it's beautiful. But it's not that pretty if it doesn't run. So we're gonna check out the Carfax tonight. Check out the problems. Research everything that it'll take to get it running right. And if all that comes out to my satisfaction, then I'm going to talk to the bank tomorrow, which I'll probably do anyway because there's another Corvette for $9,000 on Craigslist that I was looking at too. Same 6-speed, blah blah blah. And I'm pretty much getting one. I mean, one way or another. So one of them. But I do really like this one, so I'm going to do the research and we'll go from there. Do a little quick walk around.
Where are you going so fast tonight? Have you ever stopped beside the road to smell the rose of life? Take a breath now, don't hold it in too long, 'cause you might end up missing out on life's short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing.
So I went home and researched as much as I could on the potential issues and codes that the car was throwing to basically determine whether I wanted to spend that money on the Corvette. And ultimately, I decided I wanted it. And I bought it. So I've actually had it about a month now. I am not actually driving it today. I'm driving the Cobalt, the gas mileage car. But so far the car has been awesome. When I mean awesome, it's really been perfect, no issues whatsoever. Or not whatsoever. Okay, let's go back. So, what I've done so far with the car, it was throwing codes like shock absorbers not working or something like that. No, the power and speed was limited at 80 miles an hour. I went ahead, pretty much all I did was I got under the hood and started messing around with things, and I found there's a vacuum line that runs from the intake to the fuel pressure regulator, I believe it is, and it had cracks in it. Almost the same exact style and same exact thing that was on my Silverado that I fixed before that would stop the truck from cranking. Well, doing that on the Corvette, all of a sudden that shock absorber stuff went away and the speed wasn't limited to 80 miles an hour anymore, which is awesome. And then it was throwing a slow responding oxygen sensor code, so I figured out which sensor that was, ordered another sensor, and had to get an adapter from Harbor Freight to take it off. Once I swapped that out, boom, that check engine light went away and that code stopped throwing. I pulled off the grounds that I could reach under the hood. There's two of them that are relatively accessible, and I pulled those off and sanded them down, put it back on. I can't remember if that fixed anything, but it definitely didn't hurt anything. The car runs perfect right now. It is still throwing anti-lock brake system and traction control system codes. So it basically does not have traction control or anti-lock brakes. It's like just I don't know, I like it. It's just kind of a awesome street car, you know. I mean, you don't go pounding into corners too hard or braking too late or anything stupid, but it's all manual controls, which is what I'm used to. So other than that, I've just been tweaking little things on the car. The column lock still shows the column lock code. I have the adapter, I just haven't taken the time to pull the dash, the center console and dash or whatever apart that I have to do, mainly because I don't want to break something. And I can't find that the column is being locked. It's almost like it's been in for the service, but the light never got, and it didn't go back in for the second service to fix the light or whatever it was. So since I haven't ever heard a steering wheel lock engage or felt it lock up, I haven't worried about it yet. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt, but we shall see. Oh, I remember the other thing I did. The other big thing I did is the shifting was always kind of really hard. Hard to get into first. It didn't want to go in and sometimes would pop out. And same thing with third gear, and which was, rather annoying. And I'm like, oh man, maybe it's just how vets are. I don't know. But I'd read somewhere that it was the fluid, the transmission fluid. They say changing that'll make it shift a lot better, and I'm like, yeah, that's BS. There's no way. But I got some from Froggy on YouTube. He uses Redline fluids, which makes great fluids. I swapped out the tranny and differential fluid, and that's literally all I did. It took me like 30-45 minutes. Drained and swapped out the fluids, and I swear to God, the thing shifts like a new car. It hasn't popped out of gear since. It solidly clicks in. It's perfect. So I got it, and I'm loving it, and really is, I don't know, give me a different perspective on the car scene, having a car like this. I love it. It's beautiful. It turns out that the paint on that car, there was only 370 something Corvettes made with that paint color, in 97 and 98, and that was it. So, you know, I've had people say, is this a respray? Like, what paint color is this? I've never seen it before. And I only have found a few pictures of it on the internet even. I don't know, it's kind of cool. I didn't really care about the color before, but I like it. So it was also cool, moving on beyond that, the day, let's see, I think I got the car on a Wednesday, and then Friday I'm working the bar, and a guy comes in with a Corvette shirt. His name's Roger, and I was like, hey, what Corvette do you drive? He's like, oh, I got a 98. It's a pace car. It's pretty cool. It's a real pace car from Indianapolis, I believe. And he's like, oh, you should come up to Niehaus Chevrolet in Wildwood tomorrow. We're doing a blessing of the vets. And I was like, all right, yeah, sounds good. I have no idea what that is. I'll be there. And so I pull in, and there ended up being, I think, 184 vets total at this thing. They've done it this is the 4th year now, and it's put on by a local church in the area. There's music and food, and at one point they had everybody go out and put their hand on the Corvette, and the pastor led everybody in prayer to bless the vets to keep its drivers and passengers safe, and that it would not be outrun by any other vehicles on the street. And it was really pretty cool. So it was very fitting to be a new Corvette owner and then to immediately have it blessed. It was a pretty cool experience. So you will actually get to see that right now, and get to see whatever cool stuff we get into with it in the future. I'm really excited. So, alright, here we go.
You've got one life to live, don't let it go.
Today, welcome.
Good.
Good.
I have no idea what I'm doing here. Roger from the Corvette Club, he comes into the bar I work at. He's like, there's a bunch of Corvettes meeting down here. So I pulled in
They
and
do a little blessing
here
with
I am.
Corvettes. Yeah, we're looking for a $5 donation.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, they'll park you down there, and sometime today we'll bless the vets.
All right.
Where are they?
You've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh. You've got one life to live. Don't let it go. You've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh. You've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. you going so fast tonight. Have you ever stopped beside the road to smell the rose of life? Take a breath now, don't hold it in too long, 'cause you might end up missing out on life's short little song. She say